Tour de France Fast Facts. Here's a look at the Tour de France. August 29 – September 20, 2020, the 107th Tour de France is scheduled to take place. July 6 to 28, 2019, the 106th Tour de France takes place. 22-year-old Egan Bernal is crowned as the first Colombian to win the Tour de France and is the youngest winner in more than a century. Facts: the Tour de France is a prestigious multistage bike race that takes place annually in France and sometimes the surrounding countries. The race, also known as La Tour or La Grande Boucle, includes 21 stages and covers 3,470 kilometers. There have been 4 cyclists who have won the Tour 5 times: Jacques Anquetil of France, 1957, and 1961 to 1964; Eddy Merckx of Belgium, 1969 to 1972, and 1974; Hinault of France, 1978 to 1979, 1981 to 1982, and 1985; Miguel Indurain of Spain, 1991 to 1995, the first competitor to win 5 consecutive races. Lance Armstrong held the record for most Tour de France wins, 7, but he was stripped of those wins in 2012. France has won more times than any other country, 36. 3 Americans have won. Greg LeMond, 1986, 1989, 1990; Armstrong, 1999, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, and Floyd Landis, 2006. Both Armstrong and Landis have had their titles stripped due to allegations of doping. The winner of the race is the person with the overall shortest accumulated time. 10, 6 and 4 second bonuses are awarded to the top 3 riders at the end of road stages, excluding the individual and team time trials. There are 2 rest days. Jerseys: yellow, Mala John, overall leader of the race. The yellow jersey was introduced into the race in 1919, most likely because the race's sponsor was a French newspaper, formerly L'Auto, now L'Equipe, that printed on distinctive yellow paper. Polka dot, Mala de Pois Rouge, worn by the cyclist with the best accumulated time in the mountain segments. Green, Mala vert, worn by the points classification leader. Points are awarded for intermediate and final sprints on flat terrain. White, Mala blanc, worn by the Tour's best rider aged 25 and younger. Timeline: 1903. Henry Desgrange, a reporter and cyclist, creates the Tour de France. 1903. Maurice Guérin of France is the first cyclist to win the race. 1910. First time the race goes through the Pyrenees. 1989. Greg LeMond defeats Laurent Fignon by 8 seconds, the smallest margin of victory in the race's history. 1999 to 2005. Armstrong wins 7 times in a row. 2003. The 100th anniversary of the race, but not the 100th race. The race was cancelled 11 times during World War I and World War II. September 20, 2007. Landis, winner of the 2006 Tour de France, is stripped of his title when an arbitration panel rules in favor of the U.S. anti-doping agency, USADA. Landis, the first Tour de France winner stripped of the title, initially maintained his innocence but later admitted to doping and accused others, including Armstrong, of doing the same. October 22, 2012, the International Cycling Union announces that Armstrong is being stripped of his Tour de France titles and is being banned from professional cycling for life. October 26, 2012, the International Cycling Union announces that no one will be declared the winner of the Tour de France for 1999 to 2005 after Armstrong is stripped of his titles. October 10, 2018, Britain's Team Sky reports that the 2018 trophy won by Thomas has been stolen from a display in Birmingham, England, where the team had been displaying all 3 trophies won by its riders. April 15, 2020, it is announced that the Tour de France is being postponed until August due to the coronavirus outbreak. It was initially scheduled to take place June 27, July 19, 2020. Click subscribe to receive the latest news.